Good morning, this is Doug.
And I'm Cindy.
Welcome to Help Me Help Mama 5cast. Thanks for joining us today. And if you watch our videos on a regular basis and you haven't subscribed, please do so. We need you in our list of subscribers, so just click the subscribe button and the notification bell at the top to be notified about future videos. Today we're going to be talking about working and caregiving. You know, a lot of caregivers, unfortunately, they have to work. I know that feeling. So they work. And you know, if you work 40 hours a week taking care of your boss and your job, and then you go home and work another, a journey stop 2, we said 3 to 6 hours a day. We'll say it's 6 times 7 is 42. You're spending more time working, helping your mom. You don't think about it as work, but you're doing a lot of stuff to help your mom. 42 hours there and 40 hours at the job. And maybe you get to see your family once in a while. An hour or two a week. And then get to sleep even more rarely than that. That's a lot of stuff. So how can you balance all of that stuff, especially work and caregiving?
You know, I think one distinction here that you need to make when you have a conversation with your employer is caring for an adult is different than caring for a child. Because I know with childcare, you can drop your child off on your way to work and you pick them up on your way home from work. But if you're caring for an aging parent, they may need care 24 hours a day. If they need care less, you still need to be accessible to them, and you need to know the hours that they do need care. I would write on a calendar, a daytime planner, like these are the things that I need to do for my loved one. If they need medication management, help getting out of bed in the morning, help making breakfast, and then getting set up for the day, and you can't be to work until 9 instead of 8, we have a flex schedule in our office, which allows our staff to work different hours. And, you know, you can work maybe a 4-day work week and still get your hours in, still get your loved one taken care of, and still be able to leave work at 5 o'clock, go home, and before the help that you have brought in for them leaves.
And some employees work remotely at least part of the time. I mean, it's becoming more and more common to work at the office, 2 or 3 or 4 days a week, and then work remotely the rest of that time. And we just saw an article recently, this is by Liz O'Donnell. She's talking about this and gave an example of here's some lady that went from 5 days a week to 4 days a week, and another one that she lived in Florida and she lived in Georgia, I think. Her dad lived in Florida, and she was working remotely some, and working some at the place of employment, working some remotely. Anymore, with a lot of employees have computers where they can remote into the server to office or do work remotely. So if it's an employee that travels a lot, honestly, nobody knows if you're there or not.
As long as you get your work done, that's what counts.
It's very important to be clear about this and upfront with your boss.
Absolutely.
And let them know what's going on. A lot of them, if you're a good employee and you'll get the work done, the way they're looking at it, I've got these certain tasks that I need done. Can you do it? And can you do it by the time that it's supposed to be done? They're usually a little more flexible in the hours, but this is a big thing. We've seen statistics. A lot more employers are becoming aware of this. A lot of employers are, they've been aware of the child care situation for years, and that's been on their mind. Like if someone has a child and they're going to need to take extra time off sometimes to help provide care. But for seniors, that's just kind of been swept under the rug until recent years. Employers have begun, hey, it's my mom or my dad, I've got to help. I'm the one responsible for, providing some help, and maybe mom needs to stay at home, but you can't afford non-medical care.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
Maybe you've moved in with mom to help her, and your time to be there is until 8:30 in the morning, then you leave to go to work when the CNA comes in to, take over, or in-home non-medical comes in to provide some care. And it may just be a couple hours a day that you need that type of care. Again, you do the assessment and see what type of care, assistance, or supervision they need, and then you get the appropriate amount. You can go to work, and you can also use technology.
Oh, yeah.
Video in the home. These life alerts, in case she falls.
A lot of things you can do to help them.
You can even have it on your mobile phone where you can see what's going on in the house. But if you've moved in with her, then you need to be there 5:30 when you get home from work, so that if there is help that you've hired to come in late afternoon to help mom start getting ready for the evening, then they can leave on time and you can be there. And you don't have to pay that extra $20, $25 an hour doing work that you would have done at the office.
So I suggest a step in the other shoes approach. If you're an employer watching this, think about, could I make a few adjustments in schedule and accommodate this employee where they could stay at home a little bit longer, or at least during critical hours with their parent, without costing the business money. And if you're the employee, think about the guy that's signing your paycheck and think, what do they need? How can I still provide good value to my employer, great service to my employer, and provide what they need without hurting the business, and still get what I needed in return, and then sit down and have a conversation. I hope these tips work. I hope these tips help. Again, if you haven't subscribed to this, please do so. We're on a march to hit 100,000 subscribers, still just a wee bit away, so we need your help. Please subscribe. Please share this with someone else. Please hit the notification bell and comment. Let us know.
If there is something that you have tried along this vein, please share it with us.
Yes.
We want to share what we can with all the caregivers out there, so we can make their journey a little bit easier and they can maintain balance between work life and caring for an elderly parent. So please share it with us.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
And thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.